Hi there, welcome to the Light and Quirk channel. My name is Rohini. I will be your intuitive tour guide to the ether today. Okay, that sounded more weird than it needed to be, even for me. So today, well, first let me introduce myself a little. Like I said, I'm an intuitive tarot reader, medium, and channeler. A lot of my interpretations will not necessarily align with the cards all the time because, again, intuitive. But I don't do things the traditional way. I tend to steer clear away from the road less traveled. No. I'm usually on the road less traveled. I stay away from the busy ones. I also don't always say things right. You'll hear me stumble over my words, and that's okay, because, you know, we're only people, right? Let's see. What else do you need to know about me? You'll hear in the background today. So every time I do a reading, I'll have some kind of different music playing in the background. It's not always going to be meditative frequencies or anything like that. Sometimes it'll be like today, which I am playing some old folks reggae, as I like to call it. This particular song is called The Loser by Derek Harriott, 1967. So my mom is Jamaican. My family is Jabritican, Jamaican, British American. So I'm multicultural, and my mom specifically, who drives me crazy, and I love her so much, is probably the most spiritual woman I know, but she doesn't know it. It's an interesting journey to be on. She thinks that the things that she experiences are just, you know, things that happen, but she literally sees apparitions. She has all of the clairs: clairvoyance, clairsentience, clair, the smell one and the taste one. I can't think of them right now, but like she has all of them. But she's 75 and just now starting to realize that she may be spiritually gifted because I keep staying on her about it. So growing up, we had to clean the house every Saturday morning, and we had a mishmash of music that typically played because, again, my mom is Jamaican and schooled in Britain. So we grew up with Jamaican and British cultures to embody and embrace. Oh, we'll talk more about that down the road. But then my dad was American, and like about as American as it gets. Like, he was a jock and still had records at his high school that haven't been broken. He was a Black Panther. He was in the Air Force during Vietnam, like as American as it gets. So it was a weird mishmash of music growing up. A lot of times it was old folks reggae, though, that we had to clean the house to on Saturday mornings. And if it wasn't that, and it was my dad's choice, it was the Shy Lights. So today I'm honoring my mom, who is still with us. Like I said, she's 75. My dad passed on in 2019, but he's still kind of rampant around our home space since he was here when he transitioned. But this is my first recorded tarot reading, so bear with me. We're going to stumble through this together. And we're going to figure this thing out, and I'm going to look at your comments if you leave any. And the 4 of you who watch this, I will take your feedback into consideration so that maybe we can have 6 or 7 next time. So here we go. Today we're talking about what are you procrastinating on? And actually my mom would have popped me for that, for using improper English, because we grew up speaking the Queen's English. I'm not always going to correct myself, but it's fun this time. So on what are you procrastinating? So we're going to pick a pile today. You have your choice of pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. I think pile 3 is just out of frame. Let me scooch these a little. So this is on the heels of the hyperlapse video. So you saw me shuffling. I just didn't want to spend a bunch of time on camera doing a bunch of shuffling, and there's still going to be more to shuffle because I didn't do my oracle deck. I have an oracle deck that I created last year that will be official this year, and even maybe available for, not maybe, and also available for purchase in a couple of months. So Here we go. Can we see them all now? So we have pile 1 with the pencil sharpener, pile 2 with the yellow clothespin, and pile 3 with the blue flower petal. And I will give you a moment to choose your pile. I like to take 3 deep breaths when I'm doing pick-a-card readings. I have a whole different system when I'm actually doing tarot, but when I'm doing pick-a-cards, I like to do 3 deep breaths because that seems to be just enough to clear my mind, clear the atmosphere, attune to the energy of the reading. So maybe give that a shot. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, wherever your eyes drift to immediately, maybe that's going to be the pile for you. So here we go. Let's take a few deep breaths. And as you're doing that, feel free to pause this if you need to take a little more time. And I will get started with pile 1. Hi, group 1. So if you chose the red pencil sharpener, this is going to be the reading for you. So we can go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to start in order here. So let's start down here. So we have the massage card and the spend time with animals card. So right away, I'm picking up on the fact that you're procrastinating on taking care of yourself. You keep putting it off. For some of it, I'm being drawn to this foot here, so I don't know if it's a reflexology massage or maybe a Reiki session, but you're putting off something specifically around taking care of yourself. It could even be a massage that you need, but I'm sensing from this group that the problem here is why you've been procrastinating is that you don't really relate to the things that you've been seeing, like online. So like you see all these memes and motivational speakers and videos and posts on different platforms that say things like, take care of yourself, exercise self-care, soak in a bath with essential oils and flower petals, and, meditate, and you don't really relate to those kinds of activities for yourself. I'm sensing this group is a little more creative. So maybe what self-care looks like for you is coloring, or which you can do because you spend so much time in front of Hulu and Netflix anyway, so why not just pick up a coloring book and some colored pencils and go to town? Or maybe gardening's your thing, and depending on where you are in the world right now, you might not be able to go outside and garden, but you can certainly get some stuff started inside, and even cost effectively. Grab some mason jars or solo cups and some dirt and some seeds and get some stuff started indoors. That is self-care. And these are long-term things because I'm sensing that these would be things that bring you joy as opposed to performative things just so that you can respond to the person who's asked you if you've taken care of yourself, if you've made some time for you. Because people around you notice that you are in need of some care for yourself and that you need to slow down and that you do need to breathe. But again, maybe meditation isn't your thing. Maybe 20 minutes of breathing exercises isn't for you. Maybe yoga is not your thing, but because everywhere is so saturated with those kinds of messages, you're feeling as though you're doing it wrong or something's wrong with you, even maybe for some of you. If you're not interested in, those kinds of self-care strategies. But it's fine. Do what makes you happy. Maybe some of you are into fragrances, so maybe play with some essential oils. Maybe mix up some perfumes. Do the research that you need to do and get the supplies that you need for that. That's another thing that can be started relatively inexpensively. Alcohol, essential oils, you can get some stuff done. Make yourself a sugar scrub, things like that. Things that are easy to get started, but will also bring you joy because you actually have an interest in them. You might not be interested in yoga, and that is okay. So go ahead and take care of yourself. Let's stop procrastinating on that because that's super duper important. But also, it looks like some of you need to spend a little more time with animals. Look how cute this card is. It's super cute. So if you have pets already, And clearly I'm being drawn to the cat and the dog, and maybe it's because I'm a little biased because we have a cat and a couple of dogs. But take some time to just sit with your pets. And if you don't have any pets, go hang out with the pets of the people that you enjoy. Safely, of course, socially distance if necessary. But go ahead and spend time with some animals. Go out in nature. They don't even have to be domesticated animals. Go outside and look up at the sky and see what birds you see. Look in the trees and see if you maybe catch a chipmunk or a squirrel. But that will help you feel a little more grounded, a little more rejuvenated, a little more connected to the earth, because you've been feeling a little bit ungrounded lately, and it's mainly because you've had so much going on. There's been so many changes, astrologically, mentally, emotionally, familially. Like, you've had a whole lot of changes, which is why the people around you are like, and this is specific to some of you, the people around you are like, are you taking care of yourself? And your answer, well, the honest answer is not really. But I'm not sure if that's what you've been telling people. I think you count things like eating a full lunch as taking care of yourself. But my friend, that is the bare minimum. Do better. Okay. Sorry about that. Random solo cup fell off my windowsill. Okay, let's see what else we have here. What else is pile 1 procrastinating on? Joy and delight. So more of the same message. You're procrastinating on doing things that bring you joy, actual joy, things that you are interested in, things that bring your heart joy. Again, not performatively, but joy. Like, this is the vibe, y'all. This is the vibe right here. See this? This is the vibe. Joy and delight right here. Now, this exact activity would not be for me because I don't know how to do a somersault. I will mess around and give myself a concussion, be out for a couple of hours. Who's going to feed the children? Anyhow, joy and delight. And also, look at this card too. Look how many animals are on this card. There's so many animals here. So you must be the animal lover pile as well. And if you're not, if this isn't resonating with you at all, maybe you are not a pencil sharpener kind of person after all. Because look, affirmation for healing the heart. And there's a cat and dog here too. And it looks like they're also burning some sage here in this picture too. But on this card. But all of these this is a loud message about taking care of yourself. You've endured so much. There's been heartbreak. There's been loss. There's been frustration. There's been financial strain. There's been feeling ungrounded spiritually, so not everything makes sense all the time. It feels like you're not even sleeping well consistently. And maybe you like flowers too. I was just being drawn to the flowers on this card and the red, which also makes sense that you chose this pencil sharpener, because this is also saying that you're feeling ungrounded because your root chakra maybe needs some care and attention. And that can be easily remedied by a guided meditation on YouTube. Just search up root chakra meditation, because then that'll help you make sense of what your foundation is. It'll make you feel a little more grounded. It'll help you see a little more clearly, so that when you're upside down in a cartwheel, only the world is upside down, the physical one, and not your internal one. So take care of yourself. Allow yourself to be comforted. I know this also feels like my super independent people. If you are not used to letting people in and letting people comfort you and letting people listen to you, please start allowing that, because I can already feel that you have people around you who want to be there for you in this way, but you're not really letting them. So let's stop procrastinating on letting, on allowing our own care. It's a weird way of saying that, wasn't it? Stop procrastinating on letting people, no. So you get what I'm saying. Take care of yourself. Let's not put this one off any longer, because you deserve to be nurtured. You deserve to be loved on. You deserve this care and attention that is trying to come your way. All right, let's see what the actual tarot has to say. So we got a couple of decks here. Got cards to clarify each thing. So we have the Ace of Swords under massage. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Justice. And the Four of Swords. You have been treated so unfairly, Pile 1. You've just been taking blow after blow from all different directions. Your family's not great either. They're not super supportive right now. And that's for some of you. Most of you. Most of you who have chosen this pile, your family hasn't even been able to be a super duper big source of comfort for you, mostly because they don't understand you. So you can't really open up to them in a more meaningful way as you would like. There may be very loving, intact relationships there. However, that's not your support system when it comes to the personal goings-on of your life. And as such, you felt a little abandoned, a little rejected, too lonely almost, where it almost physically hurts. But there's some change coming here. You have some conversations that are going to be taking place that'll help spark something in you that gives you hope again, because there's a lot of areas in which you become really jaded, Pile 1. And maybe some of you, I'm being drawn to her bandage here, maybe some of you have had an injury, or either an injury that has like really rocked your base and your world, and it came out of the blue, and you've had to like pause to lick your wounds for much longer than you would appreciate. Or it could be someone that you're taking care of who has a sickness or injury. And that's another reason why you've been feeling kind of down and bummed, but also a reason why you need to be taking better care of yourself. For those of you where a sickness or illness doesn't apply, it's just in general, you have had a really long, hard, rocky road. And that is tough, Pile 1. And I can relate because I have been there. I literally had decades of my life where every single year some major, major tragedy or trauma happened. So I get it. You're in a place where you have been beaten up, people have used you, abused you, and you just kind of want to hold on to what you already still have. But there is newness coming for you, Pile 1. There's hope for you yet as soon as you take care of yourself. So I'm clarifying with the Golden Girls tarot cards. The Golden Girls are my favorite, one of my favorite shows. They're for certain my favorite group of curmudgeon-y old women. And I can only hope to aspire to be there myself one day. And the other couple of decks that I've used so far is the Self-Care Oracle deck. That's where these cards came from. And the Everyday Witch Oracle deck, which is where these cards came from. So now we're going to clarify the Golden Girls with the TV Tarot. That's what these are. These are the TV Tarot cards. So we have the Nine of Wands with the Ace of Swords. I can see we're going to probably need to do a little more clarifying. We have the Magician with the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're so bummed you're not even I'm not going to say you're not able to manifest, but you're not able to see the fruits of your manifestations right now. You're in your feels and in your head. You are an overthinker and a creative. Gosh, what a tough combination. And I relate to that 100% because that has been my life as well. Okay, and then we have the Six of Cups in reverse to clarify justice, and we have the Five of Wands. But already, so you're over-reflecting, Pile 1. It's like you keep replaying things that have happened in your life. But you think, oh, this is so funny. Some of you really struggle with anxiety. Some of you just have control issues and need to let some things go. Both of those different groups, however, you're really dealing with overthinking. For the non-anxious group, part of the issue here is that You think that it's okay for you to think as much as you're thinking because you're trying to think about it in different ways. It's like, okay, at least I'm not being super negative about this thing. I'm going to obsess about where things went wrong with my ex. Totally going to obsess about that. Probably going to stay up at night or up early thinking about it. However, at the same time, if I can just not think negatively and think positively, the fact that I'm obsessing over this thing won't be as bad. False, my friends. Power one, if that is your logic, if you are amongst the folks who thinks like that, that's not okay. You're still overthinking. And you're too caught up in your thoughts. It's the old adage of not being able to see the forest for the trees. You are obsessed with the trees. And this beautiful ass forest is like right behind these trees that you're obsessing over. You can't see new soulmates coming in. You can't see new job opportunities. You can't see new creative sparks. You just see these same things. And it's not even just like an ex-romantic relationship. It's just things in the past, things from your childhood. If you have siblings, things that your siblings have done and that you've been reflecting on and how that's affected you. So you have you're still overthinking. And in doing so, you're not allowing the spirit realm to talk to you. You're not even allowing your higher self to talk to you. I mean, they're talking anyway. Your future higher you is speaking to you constantly, but you can't even always hear that voice. You'll hear it, assign it as your own, and you put that voice towards whatever it is that you're obsessing over. And I suddenly got something about weight, like diet, food. Maybe there are some of you who are struggling with food addiction or maybe an eating disorder. And that's hard too. And in which case, maybe that's time for an outside intervention. That's a very few of you, though. That's a very specific message. So maybe you might want to seek professionals, because that's what I had to do. I was anorexic when I was a teenager and I almost died. So it took an outside intervention for me. So maybe it'll take an outside intervention for you. But you're also living under some illusions here. And that's part of why you're feeling so abandoned and so rejected. It's because you're not able to see the full truth about your situation, your past, because you're still looking at things in some ways through a rejected lens. And you're not rejected. You are loved and adored, and you even have people around you who tell you that you're loved and adored, but you want so badly to overthink the things that you're overthinking that you're not prepared to hear the good things that people have to say. On top of that, you suck at receiving compliments, pile one. Can we work on that? Total aside, but that came through real loud. And we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So again, and the Five of Wands. It's closure. You're wanting some kind of closure, maybe from an ex-partner, an ex-friend, even a family member who you've just stopped talking to. You're wanting closure. And until you get that closure, you feel as though you can't go on. But love, you can go on. Please go on. Because you have stuff coming for you. Like, look, we're going to backtrack right quick to this joy and delight card, because that's your future. It's not just what you've been procrastinating on. It is what's coming for you. So if you're not going to bring joy and delight to yourself, the universe is trying to put the tools in your path and the guidance in your path to let you know how to get this joy and delight for yourself. And it's not going to come from some closure or maybe even a half-assed apology from somebody. Don't wait on the apology. Don't wait on the closure. Love you. You're so gifted. You're so talented. You have this skewed view of yourself. Start listening to the people around you, because they're not all just lying to you to gas you up like you seem to think. But I still would like to see a little more around what's going on here with this Magician card. So we're just going to shuffle out a couple more clarifying cards just for this bottom row here. Well, not just for the Magician. Oh yeah, you're not letting a cycle end. like it all. You keep picking the scab. Every time you start to feel a little better about these situations from your past, you obsess over them and upset yourself all over again. However, see, you have the lover. You thought this person was your soulmate. That's part of why it's so hard for you to let it go. You thought they were your soulmate or your forever partner. You thought they were your lobster if you're a Friends fan. But you have the World card in reverse. And you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. You're so jaded and just dwelling in the past. My goodness, pile one. And you really want to have this forever with someone. You also could be a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini. Or a Libra. Or a fire sign. Or a combination thereof. I'm seeing fire, sun, air, moon, and rising. So that could be, for some of you, who this person is that you just can't seem to get out of your mind and heart. And I thought I got 4 cards here. Only got 3, so we're going to get one more to clarify. But you have so much going for you, and there's so much lightness and brightness. Okay, that was exciting. What do we have here? Oh, I see. We have the King of Cups. Okay, so yeah, love is on the brain. Oh gosh, you are a love being. You are squishy and romantic, and you love all the cuddling and affection. You don't always like to initiate it, but you like to receive it. Yeah, and once you experienced whatever this was with this person, and again, this could be a family member who you were really affected by. You can't get past it, but you've got to get past it. You've got to get past it, pile one. Let's see some direct messages from your higher self, spirit realm. This is my oracle deck that will become a real thing this year. It'll be available for purchase. It'll be the Light and Quirk oracle deck. As you saw in the hyperlapse, I've already cleansed and shuffled these, so let's figure out what your spirit team has to say to you. Okay, Spirit, what's the message for pile one? Directly for pile one from their spirit team, from their angels, gods, goddesses, ancestors of love and light who are for their higher good, not the shady ones who are, that chunk is not for them. This chunk is not for you guys, pile one. Neither are these. And apparently there's one more. They got a lot to say to you because apparently your spirit team has been trying to communicate to you so heavily. I'm hearing in your car also. There it is. There's the one we were looking for. All right. Oh yeah, here's Libra again. So either you're a Libra, you're dealing with a Libra, or there's some Libra placements, or you have some Libra characteristics going on right now. Being like fair and diplomatic, maybe feeling super social right now all of a sudden, but feeling the frustration around that because, COVID and shit. So, or maybe your person is not near you, or maybe your friend group is not near you and it's hard to travel to them, or maybe I don't know where all this is coming from because this also doesn't have anything to do with Libra now. This is just random channeling. Or maybe you're relocating for work. You were close with people that you worked with, and now that's not going to be a thing anymore. You're getting a new job or something like that. But anyhow, channeling. Sorry, guys, but not sorry. This is what happens. So let's see what we have here. We have, please, for the love of self, please let some walls down. You're hurting your future. Watch out for addictive, codependent behaviors. Yep, that's loud and clear, especially with the way that you're obsessing over things in your past. I think you have become a little addictive to the behaviors, to the attitudes, to the personalities. For some of you, you've become addicted to the arguing, and it really gets you going, but that is not serving you anymore, pile one. The truth needs to matter more to you. So I think you need to be a little more truthful with yourself. That could be more of this Justice and Libra energy that is coming out, is that you maybe need to be a little more honest with yourself, come out of conflict with yourself so that you can actually take the steps that will serve your future and get you in alignment with your purpose and get you out of feeling sorry for yourself when you don't feel like your life is going in the direction that you pictured it going, or as fast. Because you're not exactly the most patient. Peer pressure and societal norms do not apply to you. Yeah, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. You are in a phase of shifting mindsets. You're starting to learn things a little more. You're starting to see things a little differently. You're starting to be a little more woke, so to speak. I hate that phrase. Anyhow. But you're starting to see things so differently. And so now you're realizing that the things that the people around you who have historically brought you joy, these people, the things that they're doing aren't really interesting to you anymore. Actually kind of boring. And you're starting to see, like, even your social media spheres, like your friends, your followers, things like that. You're starting to see that as you scroll, you can't always relate to the things that people are talking about anymore. And that is okay. That's called growth. Tell your crush you're crushing. Oh, well, for some of you, you got some new love coming in or new love energy. And some of you are just that. You have yet to tell your crush that you're crushing. Here, let me put this up here because I think you can see that a little better up there. So tell your crush you're crushing. Shoot your shot. It will help you feel better, probably. Actually, let me come here, Golden Girls. For some of these people who are shooting their shot, and that is another place in which they have been procrastinating, how will this go if they shoot their shot? They've been thinking about it so much. They've been thinking about this person, stalking their social media, gawking at their pictures, but not being brave enough to hit like or comment. Oh, you guys, shoot your damn shot. Stop being a coward. It's going to be super well received. They like you too. Let's get one more. Yeah, definitely. And you got Blanche both times, so it's probably going to be, spicy. So, in a respectful way, of course. So yeah, tell your crush you're crushing. Do that. That also will make you feel better, because there's nothing like boosting your confidence by understanding when somebody new that you're interested in likes you. Create. Yes, definitely my creative pile. So create things, draw things, color things, sculpt things. You're interested in pottery? Take a class. Find a one-on-one or socially safe place to take a pottery class. Musicians, make music, write music, play music, shake maracas, do whatever you need to do, but create. Ooh, look, no more lies. Again. So yeah, you're not being very truthful to yourself. You know that some situations and things are unrecoverable. I don't know if that's the word or not. We're going to go with it anyway. So you know that some of these situations in your life are unrecoverable. And it's almost like you feel like if you think about them enough, they'll suddenly become recoverable. Be truthful to yourself about every situation in your life, every connection in your life that you're deeply affected by, belief systems in your life that you need to maybe straighten out the details of, but stop lying to yourself. That is the worst possible person you could lie to, is you. Let's see what else we got. Oh my God. You guys, creatively express. I can't make this up. Creatively express who you are. You just create. It's going to make you feel so much better. It'll help you purge. It'll help you gain confidence. It will help you process, because you think about things differently when you're creating. You, specifically, Pile 1, when you create, you're different. And you've not felt motivated to create. But that's the thing. Creating things will bring your motivation. So start with literally something that is maybe mindless, like coloring, where you're not responsible for coming up with the concept or the direction, where you don't need a muse. Just color for a bit and let the colors guide you. I'm an artist. I'm not going to apologize for speaking geekily or nerdily about creating. It's okay to leave those friends. You are not the same. We're right back here again to peer pressure and societal norms do not apply to you. You are growing like crazy. And rather than walking away from your friend groups, you've been busy feeling guilty. And that's another thing that you've been overthinking. It is okay to leave those friends. You are not the same. You don't have to harshly be like, F y'all, I don't need you, blah, blah, blah. No. Adjust your boundaries. Maybe don't call that person every week. Maybe adjust it to every 2 weeks or every month. Maybe you don't call them at all, and maybe they notice, maybe they don't. Either way, the universe is on your side when it's coming to disconnecting from friendships and connections that are no longer serving you or that are making you feel ways that you don't need to feel, that are adding guilt or adding shame, even if subconsciously because no one's being malicious. But it is okay to leave those friends. It is okay to accept help. Again, clearly this is the pile that does not really enjoy accepting help. And I get it. I've been there. But that is a huge sign of growth, where you don't have to be like, F the world. I got this. I got my boots. I got my bootstraps. It's me, myself, and I. Whatever. It's such a backwards way of thinking, because the growth is in allowing yourself to be strong enough and vulnerable enough to reach out for help. The same way you want and appreciate when people reach out to you sometimes. Not all the time, because, some people are takers. But for the most part, when you want to help someone, or when there's someone that you care about in your life who is struggling, you want them to let you help them. The same goes for you, my loves. Let people help you. The same way you like to help other people, let people help you. Stop being so afraid to learn about and be honest with yourself. Here we go. We're back to, again, no more lies, and the truth needs to matter more to you. Learn about yourself. Be honest with yourself. Stop believing things just because people in your life told you to believe them. That is not for you anymore. Learn about everything in your life, all of the people. Be honest with every connection. They're not all your friends. Some of those people are acquaintances. Some of those people are just arbitrary connections. Stop calling everybody your friend. They're not all your friend. Be honest with yourself about that. Be a little selfish. That's what this is about. You've procrastinated on being a little selfish. So don't take this card literally, because you're not being selfish again. You're not being selfish yet. And it is time for you to start being selfish. Look at that. You can't keep worrying about other people's feelings. So you also might be an empath. Some of you might be empaths. So that is for you to take some steps to protect yourself. Maybe grab you a piece of tourmaline or obsidian. But take some steps to protect yourself. Light a black candle. Chant into it. I do candle magic, so I maybe will do a recording about that coming up soon, on some tips about protecting yourself and allowing things to die and cycles to end through candles, because that's also here. But you can't keep worrying about other people's feelings. You cannot keep hoping for the closure. You can't keep trying to police people's emotions. You can't make people feel. I was going to say more after that, but Spirit stopped me right there. You can't make people feel. Some people don't care the way that you want them to, and you can't make them. And that really stinks. But that's where it's on you to start to love yourself. Be honest with yourself about all of this and remind yourself how fabulous you are. Oh my gosh, when are you going to stop running from your fears? You guys, listen, friends, frenemies, whoever's watching, stop being so afraid. It's back to these walls that you have up. Some of these walls are built from fear. Let the walls down. Let go of the fear. You have nothing to be afraid of. You're already protected. You're already loved. You're already cherished. Okay. We're going to put that there. Cover up the blanches. Tell your crusher crushing. I wasn't going to do charms, but I'm going to go ahead and do charms this time. So let's see what we got here. Oh, you don't belong in there. Come on out of there, tarantula. All right. Got a couple that fell over here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So we have closure. So again, you're back to wanting some closure. You're waiting on it. Stop waiting on closure. You have the Empress charm. This is, yes, Sally is my Empress charm. So that's back to the good things that you have coming towards you. Embrace that. That's the energy that is literally right in front of you. I'm terrible with the letters and the numbers. I don't ever try to interpret them. So these letters and numbers that come out, you're going to have to use your own intuition. Whoop, there's one over here that jumped out also. The clothespins you'll see in these readings represent chakras. So right here you have your third eye and your crown chakra. So it looks like you need to work on your root chakra, crown, and third eye. And maybe that could be what this C is for, but that also could be a name. It could be a place. It could be cookies. I don't know. Christmas. I'm just saying words now. But that's whatever it means to you. Then we have a 6, we have a 90, we have a 70, more of what it means to you. This one, however, this is our twin flame charm. So you maybe have a soulmate already in your life. That could be who you're obsessing over. It came out upright. So maybe this person actually is a soulmate, but maybe you just weren't meant to be romantic. Could have been a karmic. Who knows? I don't really enjoy the labels so much. I'm actually starting to learn more and more about myself and connections that I'm in where labels literally just don't fit. I'm in connections with people where they're just my other because they don't fit anywhere else. But if you believe in labels, this one is actually, I intended for it. Yeah, there we go. I intended for this one to be the twin flame charm. So if you have a twin flame in your life, no wonder you are stressing out, because that's not always peaches and cream like everybody loves to say that it is, and look forward to having in their lives. But yeah, it clearly is a long-term committed relationship, one that is divinely purposed. That's why this one is orange. This is, so again, could be a soulmate. Could be which a soulmate friendship, a soulmate work partnership, because we can be paired up with people for reasons other than romance, guys. Your souls can be connected to help heal a certain group of people, to help teach a certain group of people, and you and this partner are, drawn to each other's souls in that way for that reason. So there is some kind of definite, very serious relationship for having both of those come out. What else do we have here? Yes, we have, I think this one says yay. Yeah, this one says yay. This is my yay charm. This means celebrate yourself. Celebrate whatever it is that you've just had happen that you have not sufficiently celebrated. That could also be a meaning for this. But generally speaking, it's about just celebrating yourself, taking some time to love on yourself, as is the theme of this reading, Pile 1, because that's where you're mainly procrastinating. And another charm about going outside and being in nature. So there you go, you have that. And yes, oh my God, you are so in love and heartbroken about it. You must be in separation with your person, and that's why you can't sleep at night. That might be the message for some of you. Because this is the true love but broken heart charm. Because as a lot of us adults have realized, we can be desperately in true, genuine love and still get our hearts broken, even while we're still in the relationship happily. But this one could mean, this just means heartbreak in a committed relationship. So that, again, could be family, could be friends, but definitely some soul situations here. Funnel your energy into, hold on, let's figure it out, because this one fell right in the middle of my two funnel charms about where to put your energy. So let's see what this one is. Let's see our little note here. S. Let's see if we can't clarify that. What does this S mean? What are they needing to funnel their energy into? Strength, my friends. I can't make this up. That's the strength card in the TV tarot. That's what came out for you guys with this S. I love it. That's so beautiful. What a lovely confirmation. So you had this S come out, and I shuffled to clarify for it, and the strength card came out. So you need to focus all of your attention and energy on how strong you are. If you're going to be back there diddling around in the past, think about all of the things that you learned back there. That's a good way to process what's happening in the past, has happened in the past, and a way to bring yourself closure, and a way to let yourself feel it so that you can move past it. So, strength. You have so much of it. That's how you've gotten this far. And I'm really proud of you, Pile 1, because sometimes it can be hard to just get out of bed when you're going through the things, and you got out of bed, and you kept getting out of bed. So great job. Additionally, and this is the last couple, and this is urgent, and we'll talk about what this is about, but this one is personal hygiene. Make sure you're still doing things to, it's not just personal hygiene. This is the one about making yourself pretty. I have another personal hygiene charm in there. It's my Q-tip. But this one is about personal hygiene and doing something extra for yourself, making yourself look a little nicer. Maybe you go get that haircut. Or ladies, maybe you do some extra makeup. Gentlemen, maybe you wear those shoes that you haven't taken out of the box yet because you didn't want nobody to step on them. What better time than when we all have to be socially distanced anyway? Take those shoes out of the box. Could be for you too, ladies. Take those shoes out of the box, wear them around, make yourself feel pretty and confident. And do this urgently is my little pistol charm. It represents something being urgent. It also can represent feeling ragey and wanting to, fight folk, or feeling a little slappy. Sometimes we feel a little slappy. I do not condone violence at all. Literally at all. I'm a love and light being through and through. I can't stay mad at people. I can't even really get mad at people. But sometimes I still feel a little slappy. And that's what this charm represents. But right now it's representing urgency because it fell out on this card about you can't keep worrying about other people's feelings. So Pile 1, empath or not, you've got to put you first. You cannot procrastinate on you. So I think that's all I have for you, Pile 1. This has been awesome. And it wasn't so bad. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it didn't, maybe try a different pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. There's loads of them out there in YouTube land, and other places. So hopefully we have a connection here, and you maybe will come back next time. Maybe you'll even hit like, or maybe you'll subscribe to my channel, or maybe you'll follow me on Instagram or Twitter where the content is completely different. Both of those places are at Light and Quirk. That's also the same for my Etsy because I'm an artist as well. So I sometimes have art things up. I think I have 15 or 20 pieces up right now and some more that'll be going up this week. But other than that, I think that's all I have for you, Pile 1. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this adorable little yellow clothespin, then this reading is for you. Okay, sorry, I gotta put my lighter away. Had to burn some Palo Santo, get the energy cleansed off of me from Pile 1 so that I can be fresh and clean for you, Pile 2. So fresh and so clean. All right. So let's see what we have going on for you, Pile 2. I'm going to set that right over there. Okay, I'm going to start under here. And let's see what we got. What is Pile 2 procrastinating on? Or on what is Pile 2 procrastinating? Depending on if they are sticklers for the Queen's English or not. So, pleasure. Ah, I see. So we have pleasure and intuition. So right away, you have been procrastinating on taking steps to, I don't know how to really explain this one. Taking steps to like embrace your sexuality. And it's about fully understanding the power of you being a sexual being and overcoming any sexual trauma that you've had in the past fully, so that you can more fully experience pleasure. And you have been dodging facing this. If this is not resonating for you, pile 2, this might not be your pile. You might want to choose a different pile. But because real strong for this pile, and I'm resonating with it heavily because I too have experienced loads of sexual trauma, and that is what's happening here. There is some trauma that you've not yet overcome and you don't even really want to face it. And boy, do I understand that. But at some point, if you want to ever feel better about yourself, about your situation, if you want to fully open yourself up to healthy romantic relationships, then you need to stop procrastinating on dealing with your pain from the past. And you're highly intuitive too. That, I'm not going to say that makes it a breeze, but that does make it easier, because if you allow yourself to tap into your intuitive side, research more. I don't always throw meditation on people, just generally speaking, but for you, pile 2, that will be a great tool for you to separate the voices of your intuition, your mind, and your trauma, because they have 3 different voices for you right now. And the voices of your trauma and your pain are winning. So what we need to stop procrastinating on right now is our pain. We can't keep putting off dealing with our pain. And that's what's happening here. But look how beautiful this card is on the inside. Like, that's you down there. Like, with all of these layers of higher knowledge and wisdom and intuition. Like, your heart, your core, like, you're so intuitive. This clearly is my intuitive pile. And actually, some of the trauma might be what has helped to open up some of your intuition, actually, because it's made you more aware and wise about things that you were oblivious to before. For some, that stems from childhood, in which case you really need to do some concentrated inner child work. And I have a candle going out over there. I think I'm just going to let it. The other, its friend went out. Our connection candle went out, but our protection candle is still going, and we're still covered with crystals. So, anyhow, yeah, you're so intuitive. You love the stars. You love to just go, you feel like you're one with the stars, almost like you can commune with them. For some of you feel like you literally live there. Like, you look up at the stars at night and you're like, home. But you're at that level of intuitive, and you really need to explore that more, Paul, too. And even if you are actively exploring that, you need to explore that more, Paul, too. All right, plant the seeds. We have plant the seeds. So there's definitely some information. Yeah, because for some of you, this is about literally planting seeds. Some of you love to garden. Some of you like to have your hands in the dirt. Some of you are green thumbs. Do that, because that will also help you feel grounded. It will help you connect with your intuition. It'll help you straighten out these voices even more, because you can't go wrong when you're fiddling with the earth. However, for some of you, you have been procrastinating on sharing certain information with people that you were supposed to have shared this information with. So there's like 3 different messages here, 3 different groupings for this. So this one is very specific. For some of you who may watch this, you're still active in church, and there's a prophetic message that you were supposed to deliver, but there is some kind of obstacle between you and this person, and that is why you have not yet delivered this message. But you cannot fiddle with people's spirituality in that way. That is not something to be tinkered with. So that is a seed that you need to plant. For others of you, there is a creative course that you took, or a creative thing that you learned, but you've been procrastinating on actually putting that thing into practice. So it's like, and I don't know if you paid for this or not, but if you did, you've wasted your money if you don't actually put it in practice. And if you didn't, you've wasted time, which also is very valuable. Not real, but valuable. So what you need to do is pick that thing up and make something of it, because you didn't take it for nothing. It wouldn't be coming up in this reading right now if it were just something that you did. Hold on just a second, pile 2. I think my phone is trying to die. All right, pile 2, sorry about that. I don't exactly know where I was because my phone is not cooperating right now in a way that I'm willing to put the effort in mid-reading, because I don't want to lose the connection that I have with you and your energy and higher realms right now. So, but I do know that we were talking about planting the seeds, and that there is someone who needs to share a word. There's someone who needs to do some teaching. And yes, the creative endeavor that needs to be brought back to light. So the next thing is cleansing body and spirit. Yeah, so again, we're right back to taking care of ourselves. Pal 2, you just need to be a little more patient with yourself, a little more gracious. I think you're trying to assign deadlines and endings to when you should have, how long it takes to get over things. It's like I'm hearing you say to yourself, it's been long enough, I should be over this. Or it's been long enough, I don't even need to revisit this. But neither of those ideologies are serving you. They will only hurt you and hold you back. It's about facing them little by little in ways that you feel comfortable doing. So whether that means you see a counselor, whether that means you indulge more fully into spirituality, whether that does mean you just regularly start taking baths, and maybe you meditate, and maybe that will help you process. So whatever it is for you, pile 2, we got to get to the bottom of uprooting the hurt and pain around sexual trauma, converting and transmuting that into wisdom and lessons learned, so that we can step into our power, our self-esteem, our worth, and understand that sexuality is a beautiful thing. Sexual activity is a beautiful thing. Those things in tandem can help us feel the most creative and the most confident. So that's where we're getting to with you, pile 2. So we're gonna clarify, and we're clarifying first with the Golden Girls tarot cards. They're my fave. So let's see what we got. We have 5 of Wands. Yep, got some conflict. We have the Empress. That's you actually stepping into your power and wielding it. Ace of Pentacles and Strength. Could also have a Leo in your life that you're dealing with, or a Leo placement, or a person in your life with a Leo placement. But yeah, these cards all clear. This is so beautiful. I don't think you even understand how powerful you already are and how far along you've already come in your healing process, because that is exactly what this is saying right here to me right now, is that you are so much stronger than you know, infinitely. And you're such a light to the people who are around you, and you're already in some Empress energy. I don't know if you're already creatively successful or you've achieved some goals in your profession that you set out to, but people around you are even impressed with how much progress that you've made, and how much conflict that you've overcome, and relationships that you've mended, and like all this work that you've been doing on yourself. You've been doing the work, which is why it shouldn't be as difficult to really uproot the last of this residue that you have from past hurts, because you have nothing but fresh, solid, stable starts coming in front of you, and people who you are inspiring right now. And this group also doesn't really take compliments well, because I'm hearing like conversations right now where people are saying to you, gosh, you're so wise, you're so strong, I don't know how you've overcome what you've overcome, and you're just like, nah. Well, please start giving yourself those compliments. Please start allowing those things to be affirmed for you. You are strong. You are capable. You are a problem solver. You value stability. And you like to take your time to do things and get them done right. Embrace all of those things. It's beautiful. So now we're going to further clarify, and we're using the TV tarot cards. Ta-da! And these are also pretty cool. And they're super diverse in TV show, in race, in gender, in all the ways. These cards are great. So we have the Fool, Four of Wands, you guys. We have Judgment, and the Two of Cups. I don't think it gets much better than this pile too. You have a fresh start, you have stability, you have things that feel like people around you who feel like home and soulmates, maybe even long-term love, because you have the Two of Cups here. But what I'm feeling more so than a new start in love and stability in love, which again could definitely be for some of you. And I love love so much. So if that is you, congrats. I love that for you. But more and bigger and more important than that, I feel, is this Two of Cups and you coming into harmony with yourself. You starting to really see yourself as this strong, capable, talented being who falls deeply in love with themselves. Where you start to admire yourself for what you've been through, as opposed to condemning yourself for allowing things to have happened to you. Yeah, it's actually really beautiful. Like, this is lovely. And making the hard decisions, making the judgments to heal yourself. Maybe some guidance. If you have a favorite meditative source of like music or guidance, pardon me, you maybe want to dip into that right now and make a more solid practice out of that. Because all of your chakras need to be aligned, and particularly spend some time on your heart and your sacral so you can get healed and you can start to see the creative, fun side of you that you haven't seen in such a long time, or in a way that you've seen in such a long time. But you have such beauty here, you guys. This is so lovely. New starts and fresh beginnings, and this is so cool because it's healing. That's what's here. There's healing here. And I'm always going to be excited about healing. I'm a freaking healer, and it seems like you are too. And as soon as you get a stronger, tighter handle on your own healing, you'll be able to pursue and fulfill those dreams and visions that you've had of being able to help and heal others. That's specific for some of you as well. All right, let's see what your higher self has to say. Your spirit team, a direct message from you for you. Pile 2, yellow clothespin or clothes peg. Let's see what we got here. What does pile 2 need from their spirit, directly from their spirit team, please? No interference from me. Just whatever direct messages pile 2 needs. This is my Oracle deck, pile 2. I made this last year. It'll be an official thing on real cards available for purchase at some point this year. My spirit team has been hounding me to do so. And that's one of the things I've been procrastinating on. So, let's see what else pile 2 has been procrastinating on and what else they need to hear directly from their spirit team. All right, let's see what we got. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not y'all. Mm-mm. 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 Too many. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Let's try that again because there's still a few more I'm hearing. So let's see what else your spirit realm has for you. That's that one. Not these, though. That was just a blooper. All right. A blunder. Yeah. We'll go with blunder instead of blooper. There probably will be a blooper reel after this because y'all have no idea how many times I've paused and started. Ah, there's the last that they're saying that's the last of them. And the Libra card for this group too. Pile 1 had the Libra card come out. Is there ending energy? So either you could be a Libra or have Libra in your placements, or you have a Libra around you who is important to you. Or they have a Libra placement, or you're just in the energy of Libra where you're kind of in a fair-minded, kind of even-keeled, gracious, leading, idealistic kind of place right now. In which case, then you really should get on top of this healing, my loves. And no need to procrastinate. We've all had to overcome, and you've already overcome so much, and you're supported and you're loved, and let's just get through this together. We have where have you come from? Where are you going now? So all this reflecting that you've done on your past, it really is just to incorporate what you've learned from all of the things that you've gone through, because you still have some behaviors that are linked directly to survival tactics and strategies that you've used in order to just make it through life, and in order to not walk around like an open wound, in order for you to make it through life and to self-preserve. Yes. So in order to self-preserve, you've incorporated a lot of, well, yeah, strategies, defense mechanisms, all kinds of walls that you've built. But rather than leaving those walls up and leaving defense mechanisms in place, transmute that energy into self-love and confidence and helping other people. Because once you're stuck in that energy of only wondering and dealing with the survival strategies and defense mechanisms, it's hard to really break free from that, and it will end up damaging future relationships. And I actually just was going through that with a connection of mine here recently, where it's like, oh gosh, I had to apologize to this person because I had applied some behaviors from the past to this present connection, which wasn't fair, and I didn't even believe in the behaviors anymore. My mindset and ideologies have been changed, but sometimes it's a little harder to break habits. So that's what this card is here to say. It's saying to reflect on where you've come from, reflect on where you would like to go, and figure out how to bring harmony in those two realms. Your short attention span is an excuse. You're greater than that. Now, I will clarify. If you are diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, you are exempt from this piece of the reading. However, the rest of you who have just been saying, I just can't focus, or I just have such a short attention span, or I'm not interested in this right now, or I can only watch this for so long, or I can only read this for so long, or I can only listen to that for so long. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. You're greater than that. Stop making these excuses. You have so much knowledge that is trying to creep into your psyche, and that is trying to help you overcome all of the things, and is trying to get you jump started and motivated so that you're not procrastinating on anything. But you're just like, short attention span though. Well, you guys, no. And that's not for everybody. But that is for a lot of you here in pile 2. I don't understand why I feel this way. I never do anything right. I get it now. This right here is your cycle. And I didn't even see those coming. They were just in order in that way. Spirit told me to just keep going because this is your cycle. You're like, I don't understand. Well, I don't understand because I never do anything right. Oh, but I get it now. I'm smart and wise. But what about this thing? Now I don't understand why I feel this way. And because I never do anything right. Meanwhile, you just did something right and you just solved a problem before you got to this round 2 of cycles. This has to break. You overthink a lot and you're not giving yourself enough credit. It would be one thing if you were overthinking about how magical you are, but that's not what it is. You're overthinking about stuff you've been through and stuff that you would like to do that you don't think you're ever going to get to do, and things that you don't feel like you're worthy of. But that none of those things are true. We're going to cover those two up and we're just going to leave it at I get it now, because you do got it. You got it. You know, you're smart, you're wise, you're intuitive, you're super intuitive. Stop beating yourself up for the moments where you didn't hear or trust your intuition and start looking forward to all of these moments where you will. You could have a Scorpio in your life or a Scorpio in your placements. Incorporate lessons from your mistakes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Incorporate lessons from your mistakes, successes, and goals. Take a moment to really identify the ways you need to stop fighting change. I don't even need to go any further into that one. We've already talked about that ad nauseum. Watch out for addictive, codependent behaviors. These include those defense mechanisms that I was just talking about. You're addicted to them, and you feel like they work, and they don't. And you know that they don't, but you won't say it. And you won't say it because then you'll have to change it. And you're not always great with change. You fight it. So, right back to here, watch out for addictive and codependent behaviors, relationships, habits, all that. Because you've used those as crutches and also as band-aids. And I get it because I've been there too. I was actually a full-blown alcoholic at one point. And never mind the number of codependent relationships that I was in because of how broken I was. So this isn't slander, and I'm not coming for you. I'm just saying it can be done. You can break free, and maybe it is time. Actually, not even maybe. This is your sign that now is the time, because your spirit team is trying to introduce things to you. They're trying to let things into your life. But you're not letting them let things into your life. So peer pressure and societal norms do not apply to you because you are intuitive and wise and experienced in a way that people around you are not, including on your social media. So you're going to have views and perspectives that other people are not going to agree with or even be able to understand or receive. And that is okay too. That is actually better than okay. Break free of the societal norms. Don't feel like an alien to a point where it's detrimental. But you are kind of an alien. You don't fit in with the things and goings on of the people around you. Oh, right back to here. For the love of self, please let some walls down. You're hurting your future. I don't need to expound on that one either because ad nauseum. Listen, your spirit team has had it with you. They have had it with you, pile 2. They're like, if you don't embrace how awesome you are, stop telling yourself you don't matter. You do. You're gifted, you're talented, you're powerful. You might be dealing with a Taurus or someone with a Taurus placement. You might be a Taurus or have a Taurus placement. Don't give everything away, especially emotions. Keep some for yourself, because on top of all of these emotions that you're already feeling about yourself, you wear your heart on your sleeve and you emote all over the place. And it's spooky for some people. You've ran a couple people off that way. And that's okay. That's not for everybody. That's just for some of you. But keep some for yourself. You do not want to be empty. Feeling emotionally drained and empty is the worst place you can be. And you're going through this transformation anyway, where you're going to start to feel more powerful than emotional anyway, because you have the Fool card, which is here, Judgment card, Strength card. You have some tides that are turning in your life. And it's going to help you feel much stronger to where you don't have to emote everywhere. Your heart doesn't have to be so obviously on your sleeve. And you won't have to be off-putting to other people because you will have better coping strategies around meeting your own emotional needs. so that you won't feel empty and drained and lonely and tired and exhausted and hopeless. And you'll get your spark back. And this is just temporary. This is just temporary, pile two. This is just kind of where you are right now, pointing out where you've been procrastinating, because that's where your blockages are. What else we got? It's okay to be alone or single sometimes. In fact, please be alone and single right now, because you need to take care of yourself. You don't have enough to offer someone else, nor do you need to be looking for someone else to offer something to you in order to fill up your own gaps. So this is the time to be alone. If you're already with someone in a committed relationship, you can still be alone. Take hours or a weekend to yourself so that you can meditate, hear your own voice, figure out your goals, your dreams, your visions, your daydreams. See what makes sense for you, that's true and that brings you joy. Oh, go outside already. You probably are feeling a little ungrounded. So go outside. If the weather is too inclement if you're experiencing inclement weather where you live, then be adjacent to outside. Surround yourself with houseplants. Sit in the room where you already have some houseplants. Catch some sun rays through the window. But if you can go outside, because you will feel a little more grounded. Of course, earthing and grounding typically requires having your bare skin in contact with the earth somehow. But just being outside will help you feel some of that satisfaction that we all get from connecting with nature. And that will help improve your mood. It'll also help you feel a little more empowered. Understand your emotions so you can help others understand theirs. And that is because you are an intuitive. You are a mystic. You have spiritual giftings that other people are waiting for, that they need your voice to hear. So understand your emotions so you can help others understand theirs. You might even be thinking about a career or some kind of livelihood or endeavor around like healing and helping people, or maybe doing tarot reading, or doing magic tutorials or jewelry making tutorials or something like that, where you will be able to help people. And yeah, I said jewelry maker and help people in the same breath, because people can be helped in all kinds of ways, because we all have different interests. We all learn different ways. We all communicate different ways, and we're all touched by different things. So yes, this is your area. And if that's something that you're thinking about, or something that you have already been thinking about, this is your sign to go ahead and take the next step, whatever that is for you. Because if you've already been getting these promptings and downloads from the spirit realm that you need to be going into spirit work, then you should have a notebook, a journal, something where you're already starting to write, maybe a notes app in your phone, where you're starting to write down some of the details, or what it would look like if you were maybe down the road to do some kind of spiritual endeavor. And if you are already in that place, then it's time for you to level up. So you already have plans in place. If you're already in operation, it's time for the next thing. But if you're feeling blockages around any of those things, it is really time to be intentional about addressing your trauma. I went ahead and did charms for pile 1, so I'll go ahead and do charms for pile 2. Let me move my little spider friend here. Okay, let's see. Let's stir you all around. Let's see what we got here. All right, Spirit, what do we have for pile 2? Okay. Yeah. Oh, you guys. Okay. There's actually quite a bit of overlap with pile 1. So if you were toggling between pile 1 and pile 2, you maybe want to go ahead and revisit pile 1. You're feeling caged, and a part of that is you're feeling caged but hopeful. And that's directly linked to everything that you're experiencing from your past. You're feeling tethered to your past, but you're still feeling like you're free and trying to grow past it, which is why your sacral chakra is all out of whack. And if you're in a committed relationship, you might be having some problems revving the engines, so to speak. Trying to be YouTube friendly here. And again, this is directly linked to your trauma. The clothespins and clothes pegs in my charm bowl represent chakras. There's 2 orange clothespins in here because in my charm bowl, because this one is saying that your sacral chakra is so out of whack that you are having difficulty connecting with other people just regularly, never mind in relationship. So there might be some static in your relationship around creative communication, creative sexual escapades, but you really need to focus on your healing. This is the union charm. So you're either about to come into union with someone or you're already in union with someone, but there's still some stuff that needs to be straightened out, which is why the funnel is here. And it's closest to this union charm and my creative charm. So that's where you need to be putting your energy. So if you are in a relationship, you need to actually take some time to nurture your relationship. That might have something to do with this guy here. But go ahead and think through and be intentional about healing your relationship, or just putting more energy into it, breathing new life into it, doing something new and exciting. If you are single, this might mean that union is coming, or you have your eyes on someone already and that person has their eyes on you. This creative charm means just that, create. You guys are already creative. If you're intuitive, then you can't help but be creative because you're receiving downloads and guidelines from the ether. So funnel your energy into those things, honing your spiritual gifts and making yourself lovable and available for all forms of love, because being able to receive many different forms of love, familial, romantic, platonic, all of soulmate, all of the love, will help us heal in ways that we can't do really on our own. So focus on taking care of yourself so that you can attract in all of that beautiful, lovely love, because it seems like you already manifest things into your life. But if you're feeling broken, then your manifestations will also be a little, I'm not going to say broken, but they will be off. So maybe you're able to manifest a job, but then you have the corner cubicle next to the bathroom, that kind of thing. So the more healed you are, the easier it is to manifest, the more whole your manifestations will be. I really stink at the numbers and letters that come out for the charms. I typically never have any idea what they mean. So here's what you have, pile 2. You have a Z. You have an I. This landed where 20 is visible. And this one landed, what does that say? Oh, looks like it says 4. So if 20, or maybe you're a smoker, because 420, I was about to smoke after this reading. So maybe that is significant to you. Maybe there's a birthday on April 20th. Maybe there's 20 people in the 4 classes you're taking in school. Who knows? I don't know what the letters and numbers really mean. However, the giraffe came out and it landed on, for the love of self, please let some walls down. You're hurting your future. The giraffe charm in my bowl is about being unique, being different, being special, having a perspective unlike anybody else's, because you can see over other people's heads, which makes a lot of sense because you're clearly intuitive. But because of that, that's why you need to let your walls down. People need to see that creative side of you. People need to hear that voice. People need to hear your intuitive downloads and help navigating through their emotions and their intuitions. And you are the perfect person to do this, pile 2. So what else do we have here? We have this little sunflower. And that's here to say that your spirit team is nearby. They are always around. There's somebody in particular who never leaves. They are always by you. That is, and it probably to you sounds like a nagging voice. It might sound like your speaking voice, but it sounds like you are nagging yourself. That is one of your spirit guides, um, who is always around. This charm. So I don't condone violence. I particularly don't condone guns or shooting, but I do have this in here because it represents urgency or feeling violent or slappy. That's what I used in pile one because this charm came out for pile one as well. Because again, there's some yeah, some similarities between some connections between pile one and pile two. But if you've been feeling slappy lately, it's because you're a little tense. Yes, it's trauma based, but it's also because you got folks around you who's on your last nerve. And you know that happens. But we're going to love those people from afar. We are not going to slap them. But this also represents urgency, and that landed on both of these two cards about letting your walls down and being alone sometimes. So it is urgent that you get by yourself so that you can figure out how to let your walls down. Figure out why your walls are there to begin with. And it can't just be defense. Yeah, even this one came out last time too. Yay. You need to celebrate yourself. You need to celebrate how beautiful and handsome and gorgeous and talented and smart and intuitive that you are. Yay. I mean, you guys, don't get so down on yourself that you are neglecting your personal hygiene. Get up, wash your face, brush your teeth. That's how. Put real clothes on. Get out of those sweatpants, or those little shorts. Put real clothes on. Go through a hygiene routine so you can start to feel a little more like a people again. Because you're protected through all of this. You're. This is my closure, and it's like protective closure button. So you are protected. You have spiritual closure. So if you're still seeking out some physical closure from like another person or an apology or something like that, you really don't need it. That will just be to stroke your own ego and to prove to yourself that you were right. And if that's what's important to you, then by all means continue to chase these apologies and this closure. But if that is not as important to you, the brokenness of other people, if the brokenness of other people is not very important to you, then understand that you are protected. You're protected, you are loved, and you are on a beautiful clip of healing. The pencil sharpener came out, and this is here to tell you that you need to sharpen your skills. And maybe this is more about honing your intuition. Or maybe you need to get into the garden. Or maybe you need to be sharper about planting all of these seeds with these people that you need to be planting. But whatever it is, get on your craft. Your craft could be speaking, counseling, spiritual guidance, that kind of thing. Get on it. Whatever your craft is, sharpen it. Take a class. Socially distanced and safe, of course. Probably Zoom or Meetup is where it would happen anyway. But it's time for you to go ahead and get on top of sharpening your craft because it will also help to boost your confidence, pile two. And you can never go wrong with that. So that's all I have for you. Thank you for joining me on my first reading. I will be doing, the goal is to do 5 readings a week, 6 readings a week, 3 that change and 3 that are static. So keep an eye out for zodiac readings. Those will be the ones that I do next. And if this resonated with you at all, it would be super duper dope if you hit like or subscribe, or if you're not a YouTube fan who frequents YouTube very often and you just kind of stumbled here, then you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Etsy, all of which are at Light and Quirk. Well, Etsy's just Light and Quirk, but all of them are all one word. So, hope to see you next time. Bye, Pile 2. Thank you. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this blue flower petal, then this will be your reading. And this also is a message to go outside and get some fresh air. You've been inside too long, or you've not been outside enough. You knew that though. All right, let's see what we got cracking. What is pile two's procrastination issue? So we have beauty ritual, and we have sync with the moon. So already I'm getting a message of you not taking care of yourself. That's kind of been the theme of the day. Everybody procrastinates on taking care of themselves. But for you guys, it feels a little, energy feels a little different. You guys are a little more, as my Jamaican mom would say, rough and tumble. Like you guys aren't exactly the frou-frou beauty types, whether you're a man and you will refuse to use beard oil because that's just not your thing, or whether you're a lady and you don't paint your nails because that's just not your thing. It's like you're a different kind of, those kind of outward, for vanity's sake, seemingly beauty rituals are not for you, and that is okay. However, things like space, nature, the universe, astrology, things like that do seem to be for you. So go outside. If you are a woman who, well, I won't say it that way. If you are someone who menstruates, this could also be speaking about your cycle syncing with the moon. And if you're an intuitive, this could mean that you need to pay more attention to what the moon and the stars and the planets and everything are doing so that you can be more accurate and specific in your intuitive downloads, readings, channels, messages, that kind of thing. So for you, there's not really a procrastination marked with these cards. It's just because it feels like for you, pile three, you're actually kind of okay with taking care of yourself. You don't do it as often as you need to or should, but you also do like to do things for yourself. So whether that means you like to shop or you like to order that thing when nobody else is around and enjoy it by yourself, those things are fine, but don't put off finding ways to bring yourself actual, long-term, stable, foundational joy because you deserve it. Deserve, pile three, you deserve it. What else do we got? We have fire magic. And with sun and stars. Clearly you are into the sun, the moon, the stars. Moona and the Juna and the Springa. This is your thing. Go outside. Look, this card is standing outside in the dark, conducting fire magic, which I'm about to talk about here in a second. But then you also have this card. You guys are in love with the sky, and it might be what brings you joy. Maybe you do need to study astrology or take a class or look further into horoscopes and the zodiac, or maybe just, follow Neil deGrasse Tyson on Twitter and YouTube and just binge all the scientific facts and phenomena and anomalies about space and the universe, because that might be what brings you more actual joy, because it could lead you to awakening, it could lead you to enlightenment, it could lead you to a new career path. But let's not put that off. Let's explore space. Explore space? What does space look like? And do I actually want to explore that? Probably. Well, it's me. So yeah, I would explore space. But for you, pile three, you might want to just explore space. So read up, find blogs, find books, find videos, and see what part of this big realm of ours is speaking to you. I just suddenly heard astral projection and interdimensional travel and lucid dreams, so that might be your thing. Maybe it's not outward space, maybe it's inward space. So maybe you need to get crystals or do meditations or find herbal smoke blends and teas that will help you explore other dimensions through your dreams or while you're sleeping. But get on that. Let's not procrastinate on that. So we're clarifying. Oh, I didn't show you the decks. Let me make sure I do that. These two are from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. These two are from the Everyday Witch Oracle deck. And then my first set of clarifiers will come from my favorite four ladies on television, the Golden Girls. Yes, there's a Golden Girls tarot card deck, and it is my absolute favorite. And lastly, I will be clarifying the Golden Girls with the TV series tarot deck, which is one of my also favorite decks because it is diverse in all the ways. All right, so, oh my God, we're going to start with the moon, you guys, and it's major arcana too. Listen, if you guys don't get your heads outside and stargaze and moon gaze and maybe howl at the moon, scream at the moon. In fact, maybe screaming would actually do you some good. It would actually release some blockages that you have and it would unblock your throat chakra. But you've been dealing with a lot of frustration and resentment towards maybe work or family here recently. So yeah, maybe you need to go scream at the moon. The moon can handle it. Promise. We have, oh my God, you guys, the Magician, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you guys are magical. You guys are, you are the highly, deeply intuitive group here. You are the intense folk. You're my tribe. Hi, tribe. Yeah, you guys are master manifestors. You guys shatter illusions. You're the truth keepers, the truth speakers, and when you don't actually speak or operate in truth, you let yourself know about it, because you're not gonna indulge in that karma. You're kind of reckless and impulsive sometimes, which is okay in some ways, but let's rein that in a bit, because it's like you procrastinate and drag things out in one direction, the important things that you should actually be getting done, but then like the little dumb impulsive stuff like shopping or buying gifts for a friend or being reckless about the mouth and just saying whatever. Yeah, we got to get a handle on that. But you guys are super intuitive, and that's not for everybody, by the way. None of this is for everybody. If it resonates with you, fantastic. If it does not, this might not be the deck for you, and I might not be the reader for you. There's loads of us out there. So, Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands, Magician, and the Moon. You got to get your mouth in order. The words that you say. It's not about necessarily walking on eggshells around other people, but just being tapping a little more into your empathic and or compassionate side. But it's so that you will be able to manifest more freely and see truths more freely. Somebody's favorite color is pink, like pink, this pink and purple situation. I'm feeling like this is very specific, somebody's bedroom is done in pink and purple. Or your sheets or something. Anyhow, let's see. So in order for you to manifest more properly, you've got to put off educating yourself and actually taking actions towards the things that you're trying to do and the things that you want, because you can have them. You can have whatever you want. You have the moon on your side, for Pete's sake. So that's what you need to do. And again, I'm saying that's what you need to do. I'm just here to offer guidance and suggestions, friends. You will know what you need to do. Specifically you, Pile 3, because you're about as intuitive as it gets. And also, the colors indicate that your third eye is wide open, maybe even overactive. You maybe see too much sometimes. So maybe do some work around balancing your third eye chakra. Let's see, what do we have? We have the Page of Cups from the TV Tarot. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not feeling to do reversals for you right now. Okay. So yeah, you just need to take some time to go inward. It's not necessarily the outward space, pile 3. It is inward. It is this exciting, slow-moving alchemy that you are creating and participating in. You're an alchemist. You're a magician. You can pretty much have whatever you want, and you know it, but you just gotta clear out the cobwebs and slow down, way down. This Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and energy are in direct odds with each other for you. It's like you want to do all the things right now, but at the same time, you want to plan it out into intricate, tedious details. And you kind of can't have it both ways, pile 3. You need to find the balance of both for everything. That's part of what integration looks like for you, because you've already been through so many things. It's what has awakened you so rapidly is the word I will use. But permanent, infinite changes have been made for you. I'm getting sit. You telling a dog to sit, or a cat to sit, or what is this? It's like right now it's like interrupted, so I don't know if maybe some of you have a dog or a cat right now that just interrupted while you were trying to pay attention here. Oh, this is sweet. Okay. An Ace of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so there's a couple things. Sorry. This is the quirk side of me. Please bear with me. Get used to it or don't. Again, I might not be the reader for you. But I got this interruption of a pet right away. And I don't know if it's this reading or if it's this, what they're, that a pet is maybe interrupted. Because we have, oh, this is Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, I mean. Sorry, I am just super tongue-tied. You guys, this is you guys. Because this is all of a sudden where I'm getting my words mixed up. So maybe you guys have some of that going on too, where you get the concept super clearly or a notion, idea super clearly, but being able to express it, verbalize it, put a plan in place, bring it to fruition proves to be difficult sometimes. But that's not what this message is. That was just an aside. This message right here is talking about how you allow interruptions and distractions to keep you from getting the things done that you need to get done. So you don't just procrastinate, you facilitate procrastination. You're the worst for us procrastinators because you're the kind that makes it harder for yourself. And you know you do it too because you check yourself on it. Well, no, you don't check yourself on it every time. You call yourself on it every time. Check yourself on it sometimes. So you know you hold up your own progress. You know that you could be further along than what you are. You know that you need to get up out of bed sooner. You know that you need to put the cell phone game down sooner. You know that you need to read the rest of that book and go back to that blog post and finish that thing you started, but you don't. You let the distractions happen. You let the dog come along or the cat come along. You let that text message turn into just a one-way correspondence into a 2-hour back and forth. Like you are hindering yourself by facilitating procrastination, who is the enemy. Procrastination's the enemy. We can't let it win. So, there's that. All right. Let's see what messages you have directly from your spirit team. What does pile 3's spirit team, higher self, gods, goddesses, angels, ancestors who are about the love and light for them, their greatest good. Whoops. What do they need today? Good thing I have old folks reggae playing in these moments of silent shuffling. You can still listen to some old folks reggae and it'll be right back like you are in my childhood polishing trinkets on a shelf on a Saturday morning, way too early. All right, what does pile 3 need, Spirit? What do they need? Messages around procrastination from their spirit teams, not from me. No interference from me. What do you got? Oh, too many. All right, what else you got? All right, what else you got, Spirit? All right. Ooh. Do you want all of those or all of these? Keep these, okay. Not those, got it. Anything else? A little bit more? That's one more. There we go. All right, your leaving energy. Oh, this is so sweet. Your leaving energy is party. Woo, party. Oh, so yes, party. Celebrate. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the people around you. Just celebrate the progress that you've made. Celebrate the fact that you're going to be back in alignment as this magical alchemist that you already are. And if you didn't know that that's what you were, you're welcome. Now you know. Do some research around it. You'll actually probably start to see how your whole life makes more sense. Understand your emotions so that you can help others understand theirs. That's kind of self-explanatory. That's some of this alchemy that you'll be able to splash about, because helping yourself and others to transmute energy is a form of alchemy. Never mind the fact that you're a magician anyway. So helping people to understand their emotions, helping yourself to understand your emotions, and transmuting things like anger into passion and entrepreneurship, and being able to make those links, that's what you are here for. I mean, also, you're the kind of alchemist that, like Jesus was, who turned water into wine. So you could actually just do the research, find the spells, the magic, your avenue of beliefs, and be able to do much more in this realm. But let me not get too kooky spooky on you guys right now. You could be a Sagittarius or have a Sagittarius placement. You could, or be dealing with a Sagittarius or someone with a Sagittarius placement. Same with Gemini. I just keep daydreaming. You just keep daydreaming. You're not putting things into action. And not only that, you need to let go, because your attempts at control are useless right now. Try to make peace with uncertainty. So not only are you daydreaming, but you're like anxious about the stuff that you haven't yet gotten from your daydreams. And that's backwards hustling, pile 3. That's not how we get down. Let go of some things. Be intentional about what you daydream about, and then bring that stuff into fruition. Especially being the manifester that you are. You are really good at your job craft. Keep learning and growing. Yeah, that's that intuition that we're talking about. You need to learn more. And you know you do. You have like a list of classes and courses and research or whatever that you're trying to get done, and you ain't doing it because procrastination. But that's your main blockage. So there you go. Do with that what you will. Keep and create traditions. Yes, even around beliefs. So Figure out what your belief system is for yourself. First of all, be completely and brutally honest with yourself about what you believe and why you believe it. And then create your own practices and traditions around the belief system in a way that feels good for you. And if you need guidance from outside influences, that is awesome. You are super intuitive. Use your intuition and your discernment to find the person who is going to help guide you to the practices and traditions that you will then carry on. But that's also important in order for you to feel grounded. Don't get lost in your options. Be decisive. Again, all this daydreaming. Don't get lost in your options. Put things into motion. Don't just sit around daydreaming. Do something. I guess that's the whole point of not procrastinating, is so that you can do something, including like going outside. So go outside. That's been a common thread. All three groups had something about going outside, but you started with that because this charm here is from my collection, and it means, go outside and get some fresh air, as we started off the reading with saying. So clearly your spirit team thinks that it's very important that you get some fresh air or that you get grounded. So maybe do some grounding meditations. If it's snowy where you are, go outside and play in the snow for a bit. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, make a couple of snowballs, throw them, let some snow melt in your hands just so that you can get grounded. Or if it's not snowy and gross and cold outside, actually step outside, take in a few deep breaths. If it's warm enough to be barefoot or have bare skin contact with the earth, do that for 20-30 minutes, and then you'll feel like a different person and different being, and you'll be able to hear a little clearer from your spirit team. But also, and this is most important, make time to bring joy to yourself. Actual joy. Not a fun moment, not anything like that, but joy. Not an extra slice of pizza, but joy. Like, oh my gosh, I realized that I love to paint kind of joy. Or, oh, maybe I should go ahead and finish learning how to work on cars, because not only will that bring me joy, but it'll also bring me financial stability. I am building a beautiful community, and that is for those of you who already know that you're supposed to be creating content of the spiritual variety, and building an online community, an in-person community. Maybe some of you are going to do some kind of retreats or classes that you conduct, but you are building a beautiful community, because as you change and as you create magically, you are going to find yourself surrounded by more tribe, soul tribe, people who think like you, believe like you, and who will help encourage you and help you manifest quicker. Look at that. You have the power to take control of your life and bring your life's goals to fruition. I don't have to explain that anymore. And organization leads to success. So you're not the most organized in all of the ways. I'm hearing like it's more the digital technological side. Like your music, your books, your notes, your social media, all of that stuff ain't organized worth a damn. Like your inbox is a disaster, your email is a disaster. Like, organization leads to success. So take the time to start organizing. Don't overwhelm yourself though. Just pick one thing at a time. So maybe this week it's email, and give yourself a week off. And maybe the week after that it is your Facebook inbox, where you have every message that was ever sent to you in the 15 years you've been on Facebook. And now when you go to message someone, they're in the depths of your inbox basement. Get that shit cleaned up, pile 3. All right. So since I went ahead and I really had the charms out for decoration, and not decoration, atmosphere. But, well, I guess that's kind of decoration. But we use them for piles 1 and 2. So we're going to try to get these shuffled. So, whoops. I just made a big mess off camera. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I made a really big mess off camera. Okay. All right. Everything's under control. Everybody calm down. We got this. All right. Let's see what we got for pile 3. All right, pile 3. Oh, this is very sweet. Okay, so this Sagittarius, let's start right here. This Sagittarius in your life gets a lot of your attention. So hopefully this is you. If not, then you maybe need to bring some balance into this connection. This is a Sagittarius in your life, or someone with a Sagittarius placement. But you need to bring some balance into that relationship. Yeah, pile 3. Because this charm talks about funneling your attention and energy into a place, and it landed on Sagittarius. This charm talks about getting a grip. So you need to get a grip on this situation you have with the Sagittarius. You need to fix it. You need to fix it. And again, this could be you. In which case, yeah, definitely fix it. You're a procrastinator. Fix that. And that's not a slam. I wouldn't have chosen this topic if I did not have this as a struggle in my own life. But this connection that you have with the Sagittarius, you find really unique and beautiful. This is my unicorn charm. You think that it is one of a kind. You think that it's special. And that might be where some of the pink is coming from too. Something to do with that Sagittarius or the Sagittarius placement. I don't ever really know what the numbers and letters that come out mean. So this 5 could mean whatever it means to you. So take that as you will. You didn't get any other numbers or letters this time, but you did get the union charm. So if you're single right now, you might be coming into union with someone. If you have a someone right now, you're probably taking things to a new level or breathing some new energy into your connection. But this charm landed on the I just keep daydreaming. So I'm thinking that one's more speaking to our singles who are looking for love right now. We can get, let me clarify. Will our singles who are daydreaming about love find it soon? What do we got? Ooh, it's not looking good, my friends. So maybe this is really just time for you to focus on yourself. Yeah, bottom deck, 8 of Wands around a union. So you need to swiftly focus on yourself so that your union can come in. And then it will be able to move from the daydreaming place. But for right now, you just need to focus on you, get your game up. Because you're being too timid in life right now. You're beautiful and special and soft and gentle when you need to and want to be. And people love you for that. They love your energy. They love how sweet you are. But you're being too timid when it comes to your stuff, pile 3. So that's got to change. Oh, I didn't even see this one up here. Oh, we have our ladybug, and it was okay. So ladybugs just might be. It was off board. So ladybugs just might be special for some of you. Maybe some of you wanted that as a sign for this reading to let you know that this was the one for you. I'm kind of getting that. But also, it also is talking about uniqueness, but it landed up here, uniqueness and transformation and travel, and like the ladybug can mean a lot of things spiritually, and in my charm bowl. But it also landed by the rose quartz. So this, to me, intuitively is saying that you just need to love yourself and care for yourself while you go through these changes, and not put unrealistic expectations on yourself for emotional and spiritual benchmarks that need to be met, because that's unfair for you and to your spirit team, who's trying to work at a completely different pace, because time's not real. So when you're saying you want something done in 3 months, your spirit team is like, well, we could do that now if you just did blah, because time is not real. your spirit and your energy are what's real. And you got to figure out where they are and what they are doing, and if they're attuned with each other. So that's what that ladybug is here to represent. Just be gentle with yourself as you go through these transformations. This is an abundance charm. So you're starting to learn how to vibrate at the frequency of abundance. And if that's not exactly what you're learning right now, or in the process of learning, you're starting to understand what abundance is, and that it's not necessarily what it's been taught to you. I used to think that because I came from a little bit of a prosperity gospel background when I was in church identifying as a Christian, I thought that abundance was a thing that we had to achieve. It was a thing that we operated from. Now, for the latter, yeah, it kind of can be a thing that you operate from, but abundance is actually a frequency on which you vibrate. So you can be mad today, or you could be happy today, or you could be abundant today. It is a vibration. It is not a frequency. And it does not just mean you're going to have a bunch of money. When you have abundance in your life, that means all of your needs are taken care of. It means you have enough food, you have enough love, you have enough money, you have a stable home. It means that you are abundant. It does not mean abundance is not something you have, it is something that you are. It is a place in which you reside, not a thing in which you can gather. So you're either starting to realize that, or you're starting to see the fruits of that and starting to realize how abundant that you actually are, which would make a lot of sense, because this is the charm that talks about having getting some spiritual closure for your own spiritual beliefs. So there are some things that are starting to make more sense to you and are starting to feel more firm to you as it pertains to your belief system. And that is amazing, because sometimes that's the biggest hurdle is, the fuck do I believe? So here is the last, actually no, I see one more charm. I thought this was the last one, but you need to, make time to bring yourself joy and in your beautiful community with this charm, which talks about new love. And so because that charm landed over there, that's what it's speaking to. Enjoy this new love of yourself. Enjoy this new community that you're either a part of or about to be a part of, because you've needed some solid, wise connections around you. They are coming, pile 3. They are at your fingertips. So let's see. We had this funnel charm come out also. And that is it fell out on this card. Fire magic. So this clearly is your sign to funnel your energy into figuring out what kind of magic suits you. Are you a candle magician? Are you a bay leaf magician? Are you an essential oils magician? Are you a spellwork magician? Runes? Sigils? What's your thing? Maybe it does have to do with fire, but intuitively this is saying, no, you just need to funnel your attention into your kind of magic. And I'm being drawn to this little lizard guy right here. So I'm wondering if that's significant to somebody out there in YouTube land. But yeah, so the fire magic and magic period. Again, I feel like I maybe want to do a video about fire and candle magic specifically, but we'll see how that goes. As for you though, pile 3, figure out what kind of practice and magic and tradition needs to be your thing, because it is time for you to work out all of these kinks so that you can get this show on the road. You got shit to manifest, pile 3. And it's just waiting on you to get yourself in order and stop procrastinating in all the ways. So get on the computer, get yourself organized, get some stuff created. Build your community, start your channel if that's what you're supposed to do, start your Instagram or your Twitter if that's what you're supposed to do, start planning out the workshop or retreat if that's what you're supposed to do. But whatever it is you're supposed to do, take your life by the horns and do it. This is clearly your blockage. You're sitting on your magic, pile 3. Bruh. But celebrate all. This ain't just a roast, okay? The cards will read us to filth. Our spirit realm don't care how they talk to us. But we still need to understand that it is for our good and it is all out of love. This is what pure love looks like. It looks healed. Feels like a roast, but looks healed, which means success, which is why we celebrate. We celebrate our progress. We celebrate the fact that, well, now we're watching tarot at least, so that's one step towards our guidance. So I'm making a step. Woohoo. So that's what we need to do here, pile 3. We're going to party. We're going to celebrate. We're going to pop our collars. We're going to understand how fly we are, how great we are, how powerful we are. And that's the message that we're going to take away from this here reading. And I know I said that this is the last thing. I know I said I don't normally do stuff with numbers, but as I was getting ready to shut this down, I noticed from my angle, I can see, can you see this on the camera? I can see the 3, the 5, and the 8, which is 8, 8. And we already had some 8s come out, and it landed here, near the Gemini and Daydreaming card, so maybe that also has something to do with a birthday. But if you're if you see 88 or 888, repetitive 8s, that is your infinite sign. That is your infinite sign. It is the reminder that you are infinite, and that you are magic, and that you embody the universe, and that you have God in you also. It's all connected. We are all connected. And so if you're seeing 8s or you're about to start seeing 8s, that's what that means. It means get on your magic. All right then, pile 3. I think that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for hanging out. And hopefully you will like and or subscribe to this video and this channel if you feel so led and if it resonated with you. If not, there are loads of other YouTube readers out there. I really do sincerely hope you find the one that speaks to you. And if you like me, but my reading here didn't resonate with you, feel free to hunt me down on Instagram, Twitter, and Etsy, where I am Light and Quirk, one word, on all of those platforms. But this was actually not so bad. By the time I got to pile 3, I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable. So thank you guys for being here and for muddling through my first YouTube video with me. You are loved and you are appreciated, and I actually can't wait to do this again. I will talk to you later. Bye, pile 3.